Those videos on YouTube, or can you recall, or you've ever seen them with Judah Krishnamurti with those kids in Ritchie Valley in India, where he tells the kid, tell your teacher, don't compare. Well, we can't do that right now. Okay, we have people with virtual presence with technology comparing themselves so they can engage in genocidal activity through academic conflict every day. So you're gonna have to, because of the situation that you put yourself into because of your brain chemical addiction through competition, compare yourself to other people. If you're Donald John Trump, okay, you're gonna have to compare yourself to Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. Okay, how do you measure up? Right? The other day on my YouTube channel, they had a picture of an attractive young brown-eyed girl on it with a statement about medical doctors. You might want to watch this and see if you're older, like my age, and the importance of masturbation. So I go watch this, and they have a picture of a man that's supposed to look like a physician, and they have a robotic type voice talking about how, having pragmatic talks about your prostate health and what's healthy for you, and it's taboo to talk about this stuff. And it's like, why am I listening to this shit? Okay. I'm 58 years old. I have military collected surveillance that I am most likely the most faithful and devoted, truthful, and loving husband and father in the history of the United States in the 20th and 21st century. Okay, I'm 58 years old. Why should I have these people perceiving themselves as healers and physicians telling me it's important to masturbate to keep alive and keep my prostate going so I don't die from abuse, from toxic environments and depression? Okay, shouldn't I have a home free from debt and trespass, home invasion, sexual manipulation and perversion from people that are psychotic? Shouldn't I have a healthy sexual relationship with a beautiful woman or man if I desire that? Okay, which I don't. And have, fun relationships, hiking with my Emily, hiking with my Kate, getting to know my crummy cake better, mending bridges that have been burned down by insanity through philanthropy and technology with my Noah and my Patrick, and building a real good relationship like I always wanted with my Ray Ray, without perverts and scientists monitoring our brain activity because of what we had to go through because of their perversion, not ours, right? So Pope Francis, Benjamin Netanyahu, what's that other guy's name? Vladimir Putin. Okay. Jeffrey Hinton's and other people like Jeffrey Hinton's technology is monitoring your brain activity, monitoring your activities, seeing if you are a threat to life, if you are a threat to your very existence and your planet, that you need to exist. Okay, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, George Soros. Okay, we watched one of your top propaganda actors be murdered by his own daughter for make-believe money to pay extortion to crazy people to live here. And a bunch of crazy people monitor the activities through military surveillance equipment to put on a show as if they keep people safe, as if they keep the environment healthy and safe for people to live in an environment where people understand truth, understand faithfulness, understand love, understand what's required of human beings to not just survive on this planet, but to thrive on this planet through faithful love, understanding, humility, wisdom, and kindness. Right? Okay. Damn, I'm tired. But if I was you, Donald John Trump, and Joe Biden, and Barack Obama, and your wives and your children, I would sit down, and George Bush and Laura Bush, I would sit down right now And I would compare myself to me. And I would try to evaluate how artificial intelligence would compare you to me. Because it's very important. Because I love your children as much as I love my children. And I love you as much as I love my parents and my children and my siblings. And my grandparents. Okay. I am required through the commands of my eternal faith, the Spirit of my Father Jesus and Abraham and Adam and Eve and others, to love you faithfully and share with you my faith in the glory of God and help you understand how to live an eternal, faithful, loving existence to maintain what is necessary for us to love each other and praise God faithfully to love each other. Okay, I'm required because of my humility and my understanding of the necessity of what is needed for a loving life through loving one another by understanding natural laws to maintain an eternity through human beings, through faith in an infinite essence that provides the life for human beings. So I would sit down and I would get Jenna Bush and I would get Barbara Bush Jr. or whatever her name is, and I'd sit them down and go, you know, you may want to not be on the fucking Today Show, and you might want to say, hey, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., hasta aquí, oi, just north of San Ysidro, right? Everybody listen to this guy. Because my parents are idiots. They have lots of money and no idea what's whack and what's dope, right? You have the President of the United States talking about building car factories from a Korean company that cause toxic waste that kills people, that provides jobs for the medical industries, that kill people with drugs and treatment to get them to accept genocidal operations through insane relative interactions that are completely disobedient to natural laws to sustain healthy, loving, compassionate, intelligent lives. Okay? So you're going to want to, that was Judah Krishnamurti back in the 70s or 60s. I'm talking about Earl now. Okay? You're going to have to, because your teachers in your classrooms set up technology to compare one another for genocidal operations, so the technology could try to use mathematics to decide who should be exterminated from the face of the planet and who should be able to live on the face of the planet, because one is a greater threat to the planet and the species than the other. Okay? So you're going to have to understand this. Oh, there's a beautiful monarch butterfly. There was a butterfly. It's not a monarch, but it's pretty. Okay. And if anyone deserves a faithful, loving wife and to be able to enjoy the children that love him and want to live near him, you know, so Emily can be my little Tula and live right next door. That's Emily's place. That's where she stays with her beau. That's where she's going to give me grandkids and I have 3-year-olds to have fun with, right? Okay, do you understand? So, singing in the sun, just singing in the sun. Okay, do you understand? I'm being silly. But look at the leaves on the trees. They coming in, man, they coming in. Like they do every year when we water them, but we need to bring down those dams. We need to bring down those giant windmill factories and those giant parking lots and take those parking lots apart and put those individual solar units on individual houses to provide energy for the local community. And any of it that we provide excess in areas where there's more sun, like New Mexico, we can put it on our old grids, maintain our old grids, and send it to places like Seattle or someplace that doesn't have as much sunshine as us. Okay? Take down those big windmills and make smaller windmills and attach them to individual living units and individual communities so they don't cause catastrophic interactives that are in contrast to nature, that cause weather patterns that are irrational because of human greed instead of human need, and mass murder of birds like Donald John Trump talked about. Okay, do you understand? Okay, guys, money and jobs are for assholes. that are addicted to fucking and think they like it. Okay, the Lord's Prayer is for perfect people that love people. Okay, be a perfect person like me. Save yourself and save your children from yourself. Actively do it right now. All right? You understand how much I love you. I'm not crazy for talking. You're crazy for talking about money and conflict over money and saying, I'm a Christian and I vote. Well, then elect to live the Lord's Prayer and stop acting like a heathen and calling yourself a Christian. Just because you call yourself a Christian and Muslim doesn't mean that you are one. All right? Peace.